Now then gamers, I've been meaning to make this video ever since the Pycno TLC, which has been out for a little over a year now. I've had the clips put together for so long but never got around to actually editing it. But here I am making it now. Better late than never. What you're seeing is the early days of me playing Pycno when the TLC was released, and at the time I only just grew it, so forgive the clips in the background for the time being, these are like my first fights. The reason why I'm making this video is to showcase why I love Pycno, why it's my favourite playable in the game, and why I think you should play it also. I'm going to start off by saying stamina. Pyc is a steam engine in this department. It doesn't stop running, and what I think is the fastest mid-tier, but I may be wrong about that. Also, while this video is playing in the background, ain't it weird seeing Grand Plains the way it used to be, and it was just a big open field, and anything that ended it, you could see it from the other side of the map. The build that I used to run with, well, when I started playing Pyc, was Juggernaut. That was my main sense, and teamed that up with tail attack. So whilst I was running constantly having that damage buff, I can't remember what the damage buff is now and even what it used to be. I think it was something like 75% damage buff. But yeah, I'd use tail attack, and all I'd do was just constantly run around tail whipping things. Man, I really miss when Pyc used to regain his passive stacks during combat. This is where I realise Horn Swipe, in my opinion, is the best ability that Pyc has. I love just being able to push anything towards anything, where if it's another dino, if it's a cliff edge, if it's away from another dino, there's just a lot you can utilise with just this one ability. It was after that fight I figured out my playstyle with Pyc. I know what I wanted to do with it, so for me to do this I had to change my subspecies to the Knockback one. And because I switched to the Knockback subspecies, I had to utilise that by equipping every ability that would give me knockback. The reason why I'm so knockback focused on this build is if I can push any kind of enemy off any game ever off a height and kill it, it just brings me so much amusement. I don't think this build is better than like your standard like head slam focus build, I guess, where you're using stability to charge constantly and head slam for the most damage possible. But I can say without a doubt this is the most fun build on the game that I've used. Would you look at that old IC? Low key, I really miss old IC. At the time, I used to absolutely hate it, but now seeing what Grand Plains is like in the current state of the game makes me miss what we had. As you see here, this DAS keeps spamming friendly calls. One of the things that I've learned from playing this game is if they're actually a friendly player, they'll do a friendly call and then they'll leave you alone. They'll know that you don't want to team up with them, or that you don't want anything to do with them, and they'll just let you be. It's these ones that are persistent that you can't trust. And as you see here, this DASP is chasing me. All in all, this ends up being a pretty awful fight. Plenty of mistakes on my end. I could have had it finished and done with very, very quickly, but I just messed up. But in the end, we still get that W. When using this build and engaging in fights, remember that to take the fight under your terms and conditions. Remember, ledges are your best friend with this build. You two go together like bread and butter. For me, Titans are a big problem to come against. I usually just end up having to run away from them unless they're next to ledges. But because I see too many of them, I had to change my build a little bit. I changed the hard from recovery scoots to resilient scoots, so I can just tank a bit more bleed when fighting them. And I gave up tail attack. I like tail attack, or should I say knockout. Got insane knockback properties to it, but the cooldown is just too long, and I find that there isn't enough scenarios or situations where tail attack is useful. I really only use it as a defensive tool to whack things away from me when they get behind me. Never really a way to kill a dino. So it's charge and juke, which it's pretty good to be fair. Unbelievable combo. Wow. In this clip I'm with my friend and his friends. These are my friends, I'm not calling them to be part of this group. But sometimes I come to Savannah where they chill and get into some pretty interesting fights. I don't mind being a part of a mega pack on this game as long as you're fighting other mega packs. But like as you see here, we decide to fight this Pip and Dasp, which pretty overkill if you ask me. The reason I put this clip in to show you is because with this build, if you can play smart, you can reap the rewards. Here I'm trying to push the Dasp towards this cliff edge and push him off, which nearly works, but I just narrowly miss him. Manages to escape. This Pit gets overconfident, takes a headbutt to the face, lands underneath RX's mouth, takes big damage, then runs over to this bridge, which is GG. Getting towards the end of the video now. This clip isn't anything special, just your standard charge and horn swipe. Bosh! See you soon, Muppet. Take that in a bit. Bye. Wrapping up now. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you see why I love Pick, why I use this build. It's the most fun that I've had on this game, and hopefully I've convinced you watching this to play Pick this way. I'd absolutely love to see more knockback picks on officials, get a big group going, cause some absolute mayhem. It'll be fun. It'll be very fun. But yeah, thanks for watching, I guess. In a bizzle.